So today we're going to be working on our Bumbleberry Pie month number 4, which is the friendship star. So you're going to need your A squares, your B, both your light and your dark fabric, and your C. These are D, but I do not have a label on them. We'll use them later. So to begin, we're going to be working on 8 at a time half square triangles. So you're going to take your fabric marking pen and a ruler, and you're going to draw diagonally across both ways and then divide the block in half. Very easy. Now, to make our half square triangles, 8 at a time half square triangles, let's grab our navy blue B square. I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to go right sides together. Make sure that the drawn lines are showing. Now, this is a faster way to do half square triangles. I'm going to place a pin here just to keep it together, and another pin down here. We are not going to sew along the top to bottom line or the left and right line, vertical, horizontal, whatever you want to call it. We're only going to be using the diagonal lines, and we're going to sew a 1/4 inch away. If you've never done this before, here's my 1/4 inch foot for my sewing machine, and it has a fabric guide. I will have the fabric guide running along the diagonal line, and the needle will land a 1/4 inch away, and we will do that on this side and this side of the drawn line. You will do this with all of the B squares for this block. All right, let's get ours sewn. So now we have that complete. You're going to do that, remember, to all 4 of the B squares. Now we're going to cut them apart, and I'm going to use 2 rulers. So I'm going to use this longer ruler, and then I will use this ruler when I do the when I cut it in half. So it's easier if you have a rotating mat or a mat that's small enough that you can rotate it yourself. It might be a little difficult on my table because I only have so much room that will stay in the camera. You will trim each one down to size according to the pattern. All right, let me get all mine taken care of, and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to show you how to trim your half square triangles down to the right size. So I'm going to take my half square triangle, and I'm going to use the diagonal line on my ruler. Now this is my favorite ruler. It's a Creative Grid 6.5 inch square ruler. So we're going to take that diagonal line, and we're going to run it right along, right on top of the seam from the half square triangle. Before you trim, you want to make sure that your fabric is extending past, not inside the lines or the size that we need. So I trim on the 2 sides, here and here, remove the excess. Then I take this corner down here, and I rotate the block to where that is up here. And now I can lay my ruler back on, put the measurement that we need down, and trim. Okay, now let's move on to the next step, which is making the friendship star block. So you're going to need 4 half square triangles per block. You're going to need a 2.5 inch C square along with your A squares. So let's lay it out. So grab your pattern if you need to and follow along in the pattern for the layout. Now we're going to join these together. I chain piece these, especially since you're making 8. So we're going to go right sides together. I'm going to finger press. I'll press them with the iron in just a moment. All right, for your next step, you're going to join the top row to the center and then the third row to the center. I'm going to press mine and get these sewn, and I'll meet you back here for the next step. In order to finish block 4 or month 4, we need to go back and grab our first block or month 1 block, the stair steps. So you're going to need those, and you're going to need your D squares. I cannot seem to pick these up today. Okay, so let's lay this out. Now follow along with your pattern. So here's our friendship star. And now I have these two right here. Now the one with the, let's move this up just a little bit. There we go. The one with the chalky blue in the corner goes below the friendship star. And the one with the orange in the bottom corner is going to touch the carnival pink. And then we're going to grab our background fabric, our D square. And so that fills the solid space to make this a full block. So the next step is just to join them together. You're going to need to make 8 of these. So let's go right sides together. Now I'm just going to finger press these for the moment, all right? Okay, so now we're going to join the top to the bottom. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to match up this center seam with this center seam. You're not going to match up out here until after you do that. That's very important. Anytime you're putting rows together or blocks together like this, you need to always match the center seam up first. All right, so let's do that. We're going to go right sides together. And yes, I use pins. So I'm going to place a pin in this side right here. And then I can come out and put a pin. I'm going to match these two corners right here. I'm going to match those together. You can use pins or clips. And now I'm